And hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL in the Trenches, the Frontline Prediction League. In the Trenches, it is your weekly recap and preview show for the Frontline Prediction League. Frontline League on Twitter, Frontline Prediction League. You go through that, you get to our Discord, shared with Top of the Card Pod on Twitter. It's a podcast on iTunes and Spotify and all that fun stuff. That's real wrestling stuff. This, though, is the Frontline Prediction League, where we do our previews for upcoming shows, and it's all WrestleMania stuff now. And it's a lot of fun. Check it all out. It's really good there. But who the heck is this? This is Scott. I'm your co-host. Joining me, as always, is BeerMe. How you doing, BeerMe?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, Scott?
I have to cough, even though we just talked for a half hour, and I didn't cough once during that. Oh, God. I have 2 bottles of water here next to me instead of last time when I had none. I'm doing good. Otherwise, I'm good. I'm looking forward to the upcoming Mania stuff. We have a bit of a gap of actual things, but Mania is only about 2 weeks away.
Yeah, it's sneaking up.
We're halfway through March. It's April 1st, but we've got Supercard on the 31st.
Oh, God.
I'm fine.
We're doing it live, pal.
We're doing it live. And then Stand and Deliver on the 1st, and then Mania is the 1st and 2nd. Oh, we're off to a good start.
It's amazing.
We literally just talked. So we started at like 7 o'clock, and I talked for a half hour about how I'm getting a dog on the weekend. I'm super excited and all this stuff. And then now my voice just goes, and just has to do that. That's great.
Once that light comes on, it's like, oh, your body does.
Yeah. And yeah. All right, so we are doing this one with Supercard of Honor. We got Stand and Deliver, and we got WrestleMania. The main meat of this is going to be for the Battle Royal, the Bragging Rights Battle Royal at WrestleMania. We've rechristened it that because it's really the only event we have where there's no actual thing at stake. We've done the Casino Battle Royal at AEW that used to lead for nothing, but now it's leading towards other stuff because it's main show stuff. Impact might have something like that. We've got Ultimate X there, but other ones, Money in the Bank or WrestleMania, Rumble, those all lead to something. But this one doesn't. But that's why everybody's pretty much eligible. We'll get there. So bragging rights is the thing to call it because it literally means nothing in the grand scale of a grand scheme of things. Aside from you get a win. It's a tradition. It's this thing. But bragging rights is a fun name for it. I think Red called it that, and I really like that. So, God, now I feel like I need to sneeze. I have snuffly nose. Bear me, what's going on? I was fine 3 minutes ago. What? 2:47, 2:48 is the time. Oh, boy. Let's dive into this, Jeremy, before I explode into flames here. We've got Supercard of Honor. I do believe you have a match to announce for that, right?
I have 2 matches and an announcement.
Well, I've only got the Battle Royal, so go ahead with Supercard. What have you got for that?
All right, I have the Alpha Dog will be taking on Cam Popplestone.
Ooh, okay. I'm pretty sure there's some history there if you go way back into JRPL days. They are both very different than those days, so that's different. As always, the gut reaction there. I'm pulling for Alpha Dog just because of the way things suddenly happened with him. I honestly kind of always pick Cam, but Alpha Dog, I'm feeling that. How about you? What do you think? Gut reaction.
I want to pick Alpha Dog, but yeah, I kind of need Cam.
Mm.
All right.
What else you got?
I have Hiroshin Moses will be taking on JJ Rocky.
Ooh. I got to go JJ, just based on Frontline Warfighter.
Yeah.
But that's a tough one. That's tough. But
of.
he's momentum building for a title shot, so I'm leaning on him for that one. That's what I'm thinking. And you have an announcement, though, you said.
Yes, I know who Jason Blade's partner is going to be.
Oh, yes, let me scroll here, because at Supercard, we've got James Blake versus Danny Lay Jordison for the European Grand Prix Championship. We've got the MBPA Ballroom Brawl Hardcore Tag Team Open Challenge, sponsored by the MBPA's IPA. MBPA themselves versus the good guys, Kira One and Jonathan C.T. Martin versus more teams. Non-title match, Josh Jonio versus Luke Gray. Hardcore match, James Costner versus Tino. Sheriff Dog versus Mark Harper. And we have a Halloween Horror Nights hardcore match, Captain Krulik's Black Will versus Dahlia versus Memories. And then Jason Blades and a partner, which you will announce here in a moment, versus Atlas Kiyama and Rick Gillen. And just to sneak it in there, non-title match, Monkey Bong will face Woe as well. But who does Jace team with to face Atlas and the former RGX?
Well, Jace the Blades has picked Rate Wrestle
Oh.
as their partner.
Okay.
So, a lot of history there.
Lot of history there, especially with, the RGX rate history.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
How do you feel about that?
Gut reaction, I'm back to the mystery side. Normally we don't pick the mystery, but I like that. Ray Russell, I'm just picking him a lot for stuff as of late, so I think that's going to be very interesting, very violent. I like it a lot. What do you think? Gut reaction.
Yeah, I feel like Rate's going through a new thing as well.
Yeah.
He's pretty pissed off. I'm going to pick his team. I'm going to pick him and Jace to win. But, I mean, Atlas and Rick could win this. But I think they're going to have an uphill battle here.
I think so. I think it's going to be a tough one either way. But I like that I like that match a lot. That's good. That's good. And that's it for Supercard, right? For now?
Yep.
Okay, we'll have more on that obviously next week, and then of course the go homes. It might actually be next week is like the go home for that one, and NXT, and then the Mania go home the week after because we'll split the shows up and how we deal with it. So,
Oh yeah.
right. I think that's the plan. I don't remember. CT normally he's like the producer of the show. He's like, do this week, okay. So I think that's the plan for it. But yeah, Stand and Deliver. Do you have anything for this show to announce?
I do.
I only have
I have
Mania,
two.
so boop boop. There we go.
I have 2 matches for standing.
All right, so again, we've got the Shade of Smiles versus Symphony of Destruction, Symphony versus Hero and Kier 1. We got question marks, so that's one of them probably. We've got the 6 ways based on the 6 ways that are at Mania. We've got one half of the teams and the other half of the teams in one-on-one matches. This is probably one of the longest ones I've seen for a singles match. That's funny. And then we've got more question marks. And, Escobar versus CT on the kickoff. What do you have to announce here, though, BeerMe, for Stand and Deliver? At the special start time of 1 p.m., remember, everybody. Get your picks in for that.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. What have you got?
I have Rick Gillen will be taking on 3J Platinum.
I'm picking Rick on that one.
I'm too.
3J's had it rough. I'm picking Rick for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I have Monkey Bomb. We take it on Jack Frost.
The Canadian champion versus Jack. Non-titled, but that's a main show. You never know what happens off of that. You beat the Canadian champion, even though he might lose it the next night. Still a good showing for someone like that. So that's very, very good if he happens to get that win for Jack Frost. So Jack Frost, depending how you say it. So I'm picking Monkey though. Like, I presume you are too. Yeah. It's Monkey Bomb. Yeah. Anything else for that one, or are we good?
We're good.
We're good. Let's go to Mania. Let's scroll. We scroll. WrestleMania. So, this, we've got a wheel. And it's so big, there's no names on it yet. They'll pop up as names come off. So, the eligibility for the wheel, just so everybody knows, for the wheel. The eligibility for the draw, if I find my file, here it is. Okay. Anyone who has shown up at least, let me word this again. Anyone who has shown up at least 2 of the last 4 main shows is eligible. That's it. Champions, contenders, whatever. It's bragging rights. It's not like it's going to throw things off by getting a title shot out of this. Excuse me. It's just, that's it. So if somebody has missed a main show, which I'm trying to think of what the main shows were. It's Revolution, Elimination Chamber. Like as of now, so like not including Stand and Deliver, obviously. But Revolution, Elimination Chamber, I believe Royal Rumble, and like...
Wasn't there an NXT?
Deadline? Or am I thinking... No, Vengeance Day. Vengeance Day, yeah. Yeah, so those are the 4. I do believe. I might be mistaken on what I'm trying to remember here. Because all the otherwise was in there was Hard to Kill from Impact. And then it's December. So yeah, I think that was it. So, historically, the previous winners of the Battle Royal were actually going back to 2018 with this. That was when the GMSG won it. Way back when. Way back in olden times. Cammy Cat won in 2019. BeerMe, you won in 2020.
I finished second in that one. I finished second in that 2019
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Someone remembers. But you won the next one. You won 2020.
I did.
You did. And then 2021, the first FPL one, we had co-winners both of these years. Lexi Briggs and Luke Gray co-won in 2021. And then Cam Popplestone and Modstep co-won in 2022. Now, yes, 2021, I do believe the co-winners went on to qualify because that was part of the steps towards the initial World Championship. And then it was just bragging rights from there. So that's why it's what it is. But yeah, I'm game to see who it's going to be. We are going based on a 63 name list. No surprises. It's just 63 names. And we're going to pick 30 plus 15 alternates. And the only reason for that many is simply because we have so many names. It could be people who are here, there, and everywhere. Let's just play it safe. So,
I have a question for you before we begin.
Sure.
Do you think we're going to get co-winners again, or is it just going to be one person?
Oh, yeah, co-winners again. Yeah. No, we
okay.
Now, because that's the norm. We literally have two.
Right.
For the FPL, we've only done it twice, and we had co-winners both times.
That's true.
That's the norm now. A single winner is statistically weird. And it will have to happen 3 times before it's even statistically more normal than what we've had the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, honestly, yeah, it probably should just be one winner. I just like the stats of it. It's just a weird, funny thing. So, I think the main name that we both want on here is the Alpha Dog. Right? Because we're dealing with a wheel. And now the wheel is it is in a random order, so it's not alphabetized. I'm just looking to see Alpha Dog's like dead center, I think, on the list that I have. BeerMe, you're third from last. You're down there with GMSG on the way my list is written. I'm near the top with red.
It makes sense.
Like just the way
Save the best for last.
Well, hey, no. So it's Escobar, Wookie, CT, Rate, me, red, blah, blah, blah. You're down toward the bottom. The last few are JJ, Ash, GMSG, you, CJ Hawk, and Lexi Briggs. Where's Bastion then?
I was going to ask. Yeah, where's he?
He's in the middle, in there with like Sheriff Dog and Urban, Luke, Ralantando. Yeah. And Alpha Dog. Alpha Dog, you're right next to Tino and J-Mac. So yeah. So like there's no rhyme or reason to how the names are in there. I think it was simply... Red did this. I think it was based on this like appearances. So whoever was at the most recent show, check. And then the next one, check. And the next one, check. So if names fell off, that's what it was. So it's like just card order. So I like that though. There's no randomizing needed. It already is nice and random. So because like Red and I are side by side because I think we were all like we teamed or we were together in a moment. So stuff like that. I don't know the real order of how it went, but this is the list. So let's see who's first. And yes, like Luke had mentioned before, I do have it set this way. It will pull the name out after we draw it, so I don't need to scroll down or anything. Mod Step is the first one in.
Okay, it's a heavy favorite.
Mod Step is first. That's a good favorite.
Didn't he win it last year? Isn't that who you said? Him and Cam.
Yeah, he is co-winner. Him and Cam co-won last time.
So he's ready to defend the honor of the Bragging Rights Battle Royal.
Yeah, that could be fun. I'd like that. I'm curious how many names you have to pull out before we actually get to see the names. Well, Chappers is number 2. Now again, it's not a rumble, so everybody's going to start in the match, and these are super fun to write because you don't want to give away the Mania match. So like, if you guys are in there with Shades and Smiles, there's going to be a moment, but it's going to be like we're not going to give it away. So like Mazep and Chappers, that's just amazing. Those two off the start, that I can't believe that.
Right.
Who's next? Luke Gray is in.
Co-2021 winner.
Yeah. Oops, I didn't spell Gray right. Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry, we're eternally big LA Knight fans. It's just a thing. J-Mac is in. Some good names so far. Good names. Everybody's a good name, but I'm like, okay, it's some serious names in here. Rate Wrestle is in. Let's go through 10 and see how we're feeling about it. So Rate Wrestle's in. Okay. And yes, it's got the toot sound on mine, so people are hearing that. Cammy Cat is in. Came back at the Rumble, been in, so yep, Cammy Cat's in. And yes, if we ended up with names where they shouldn't have qualified, well, they're in anyway. And that's what we're going to do reserves. So if they don't belong in there, well, we'll sort that out. Like, if they're drawn, they're drawn. That's it. Sorry, I'm not going to say, like, oh, sorry, J-Mac actually wasn't in all 4. He's pulled. No, he's in it. Because, like I said, it's not for anything. It's bragging rights. But if it turns out someone that does end up no-showing, the 31st person takes their spot. Simple as that. So, but El Cid is in. He's a newer one, so I like that. I faced him. That's my only, like... I've had, like, 5 Watson Rules matches. That's my only 1 win. So. Mark Harper is in.
All right.
Excuse me. My throat is horrible. The Arbiter is in.
All right.
And number 10, or the 10th to qualify, because like I said, everybody starts at the same time, is Tino.
Tino time.
All right, BeerMe. So I'm going to send you the list so we can talk back and forth here briefly, but this is the first 10. I like Rate Wrestle a lot in that. He's turning that corner big. Like I said, though, Modstep and Luke are co-winners. They're both co-winners of different years. But who's your favorite out of this first 10 so far?
I'm going to say Modstep.
Think so? The first one in?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of thinking Luke. Like, I like that momentum possibility for him. But Modstep is dangerous, and so is Rate Wrestle, obviously. Always dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who's next? Alexander McKennedy.
All right.
Is his name so long it doesn't fit on my screen? Yes, it does. It's too big. It's on my proper list, but you're good, McKennedy. Don't worry. All right, who's next? I have it squished in the window, so.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next? Jack Frost. Just mentioned him. Could get a win early on here. Do you think any FPU is going to be in a BeerMe? What are you thinking?
We'll probably get one in there.
You think so? Well, CJ Hawk just made it in.
No. Well, then, yeah, one of us has to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jut is in. Interesting seeing some of these guys with their main shows, like, very low pre-show stuff, but they're in, like, they're here, they qualify. That's part of the fun. So, 3J Platinum is in. Who's next? James Blake.
That's a good one.
That's my new favorite. I see him winning that. I like that a lot. He could take it all, really.
That would be pretty good.
James Costner. Back-to-back Jameses.
Almost one king of the ring.
James and James. Remember though, this is for WrestleMania. So if Blake wins the World Championship, odds are he'll win this also.
Yeah.
Just, that's how things could go. And this is normal points. So if you're in a hardcore match where your points are doubled over there, this is just your straight normal points. You don't get to put your hardcore points in this. This is a different match. So just keep that in mind. Next up. Costner's a good pick. But I think Blake, that's my favorite. Broken Nerd's pretty good too, though.
That is pretty good. That's good stuff.
Back-to-back, Costner and Nerd. Are you kidding? That's wild. Bro King Nerd.
Yep.
Excuse me. Perk Angle One of the funnier names we have. Always cracks me up a bit. And number 20. Number 20 is blue. Monkey Bong.
That's pretty good as well.
All right, so here's the next 10. I do believe. Yeah, here we go. All right, so I'm leaning over towards Blake now. Like I said, I'm kind of sticking with that, but what are you feeling?
Man, that's tough. I'd say either Nerd or Bong.
Yeah?
Yeah, Blake's good too, yeah. And that's that's
This last chunk is like...
Yeah. It's just...
The King of the Ring finalists, who's the number one contender for the world title, the Canadian champ. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then you got CJ Hawk, who, I mean, is tag champ. So.
Yep. So, yeah, we do have...
that's pretty good.
Because all these guys will be champion going into this, except maybe, I mean, this is WrestleMania. Blake might lose the European title before this. But as of right now, European champion Blake, tag champion Hawk, Canadian champion Monkey Bong, they're in it. We don't have Ash yet, we don't have JD yet, and we don't have Lexi yet. But we have half of our champions in there.
Man, no FPU. That's kind of sad.
Yeah,
need at least one in there. Come on.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what we got. We got 10 more spots. 10 more spots. Let's see here. Well, there you go. The GMSG is in.
There we go.
New favorite?
I mean, yeah. But
as of now.
As of now.
Ralantando is in.
That's pretty good, too.
Yeah, he's consistently good, so. Oh, man, if I'm in this and don't win, that's another that I add to the list of GMSG matches that I don't win. Just because I'm in like 4 or 5 battle royals and stuff. However, Red's in. Redhead 12 is in. Hell yeah, new favorite. Because Red almost won the Royal Rumble from an early spot, so damn right.
That's true.
Early-ish spot. However, your friend of mine, Jonathan C.T. Martin, is also in. You're quiet about that one.
Wait, who's in?
CT.
Oh, well, he slid on in.
Who? Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Hero Shin Moses is in.
All right.
I think we lost the hyphen on that. It's supposed to be Moses. There we go. Forgive me for the coughing. My throat's starting to really dry up. So I don't know what happened, but it's not good. Hey, BeerMe Jesus is in.
Oh, hey, what do you know?
Oh boy.
Might be a new favorite.
Maybe. Who do you pick, yourself or GMSG? No, you want co-winners. You want co-winners.
Co-winners, yeah. Hey, does the winner get a trophy? Just asking.
I presume that would be the theory of it, yeah. Captain Krulek's Blackwell is it. I've had troubles with him at the start of the year. He's a real dark horse. He's fun. Another name that does not fit on the screen also. Yeah, because you guys usually put in the similar points, so if you put in the exact same picks and happen to win, you'd be co-winners. So, yeah. So there you go. The must-see good guys, co-winners of the 2023 Bragging Rights Battle Royal. That's the plan. I'm worried. I might not be in one of these for the first time in a while. Because I've been in most of them. I've been in every Rumble. But I think I missed one Mania Battle Royal. Lexi Briggs, however, is in. The other tag champ.
Former winner.
And a former winner. Co-winner. But, yeah. So the tag champs are in. So, like I said, the must-see good guys and Shades and Smiles are all in this. So stuff is going to happen surely there. Not much, though. We don't want to give everything away because you got the matches later. But interesting how things might end up happening with this. And, of course, CT's in there. Just because Bastion isn't doesn't mean he might not be around. And Red's in there, so I'm sure I'll be nearby. Whatever happens. 2 more names, though. That's all we got. 2 more names. And the wheel still has all colors, no actual names on there yet. Jace of Blades is in, though. A good dark horse pick. I could see Jace winning this. I like that a lot. I like that.
There's been no Alpha Dog yet.
No Alpha Dog, no. Here's the last name, though. The Gaffer.
The Gaffer.
So officially, the wheel hates Alpha Dog. I see no other reason as to why that would be it. So now, we do reserves. Let's keep going. While that happens, BeerMe, I'm going to send you the full list. I'll send you the last chunk here. The first reserve is Sebastian Escobar, just to get that in the tracking here. There's the remainder of the list for you, BeerMe. Who's your favorite now? Because now you and GMSG are in it. So, like, I know things change when we get to that, but...
Man, that's tough.
As I continue to pull names.
I mean, if I'm not...
So, odds are Escobar's probably in it. We'll probably... Normally there's one or two reserves in, so just for sake of it. Escobar's probably in, as is Smooth Rock, the other reserve. Just statistically speaking, we probably have two reserves. But...
This is pretty stacked Battle Royal.
It's good.
Battle Royal.
It's good. Well, if there's three reserves, the Alpha Dog will be in.
Oh.
And statistically speaking, that's
saying there's a chance.
Quite possible. Alpha Dog, you might actually be in that. I would bet that you are. And like whoever this next one is probably isn't. Kurt Cult. Probably not. But I could see three in there. And that's not knocking anybody who is drawn. Just statistically speaking, it happens. It happens. Looking at the names, I could see it. There's a bunch of people pre-show early on. It might. But again, these are people who have shown up. That's the point. So there shouldn't be, but you never know. The American champion Ash is a reserve here. So keep going. So do you still think yourself and BeerMe, yourself and GMSG are the ones to go with?
I would hope so, but I mean it's just so stacked that I don't. It's tough to call.
Alternate Papa Snooch, he's on the list. As is Dahlia, newcomer. We're gonna do 15 reserves, half the overall field or overall drawn. Atlas Kiyama. These are going fast. I didn't want to do the whole 63, but now that we're doing it, we're just kind of blowing through it. We might keep going just to see. The world champion, the only champion. Well, no, the American also isn't, but the world champion is not in it. Josh Dionio is low on the reserve list, so he won't be in it. He won't be in it. His presence might be felt, though. You never know.
You never know.
Danny Jordison.
The light.
The light is low on the list. My name has not come up yet. I'm laughing. It's kind of fun. Whoa. Whoa is in the reserve list.
Whoa.
Whoa. It still doesn't have the names coming up. I don't know why it's doing that. It's... Justin Jordan, brand newcomer. Literally, I think has been on only the shows to qualify. Like, it's that new. There we go. CM Carlito is on the reserve as well.
All right.
Cam Popplestone, low on the list, my friend, but... And last official reserve. I'm just curious to see where Bastion is and where I am. Like, Bastion normally wins these things. It's kind of funny. Matt Zion is the last official reserve. We have been recording for a half hour. You know what? Let's keep going. Let's get 20 reserves. 5 more. Just to round this out. Just to round this out. Because I want to see the names popping up at least. It's kind of weird. Supreme Rock. We'll draw 15. That leaves 13 undrawn. We'll draw 20, so 15 are or 13 are not drawn. So, Mr. Glee. Oop, italics on that. Pain. And 2 more to round out 20. I want to draw them all, but I don't want to draw them all, if that makes sense. JJ Rocky. And 1 more for 50. Bastion!
All right.
So there we go. That is a lot of reserves. More than we need. Literally 2/3 of the original is there. So that's the list. This will go up. I'm not sure if we'll put the listing up somewhere. I think we will, based on like the page, who the participants are, because we haven't really done that before, but we can. So that's something CT might put onto the page. I don't know. But there we go. And that's really it, because that's Mania. And the next show, though, scroll on up, is Supercard. And again, that's a Friday show at like 8 or like 4 p.m. or 8 p.m. 4 p.m. Pacific, so that's 7 p.m. probably for the pre-show. So 8 o'clock pay-per-view, 7 o'clock pre-show, 6 p.m. deadline for a Friday, and then it's like a 1 p.m. for the next day. So like, get your picks in early on these things. Please, please, please. Don't miss them. That's a house show, I understand, but it's crazy. It's a lot right now. It's going to be nuts next week when we go like start the go-homes, and then the week after is this bonkers stuff. Trenches will probably be earlier that week just because we normally record it Thursday, and there's a Friday show. That's too quick, so we'll figure all that out. But that's that. BeerMe, anything else you want to say here for this one?
No, thank you all for listening, and see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you then. Thanks again, everybody. Again, it's top of the card for our wrestling podcast. I recorded the guys with an episode last night. There'll be a lot of fun stuff there. That's over on Top of the Card Pod. Not that episode yet, but Top of the Card Pod on Twitter, Top of the Card on Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff. This is the Frontline Prediction League. This is the YouTube channel right here, Frontline Prediction League on YouTube, Frontline League on Twitter. You can go through those into the links to our Discord for all of that. And you can see these pages, you can see the upcoming stuff, make your picks on those, read former results, see character chat, lots of fun stuff for that. So, thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.